Good day, everyone around the world. I would like to welcome everyone to the Right to Believe speaker series. This is our second in the long series we have planned. I am your host, Howard Self, president of Right to Believe. Just to introduce very briefly, Right to Believe is a not-for-profit organization based in the United States of America. Our mission is to uphold the fundamental rights of religious freedom for all. We represent tens of thousands of individuals and organizations who are fighting to protect the right to believe in one's religion without undue governmental influence. Religious freedom is a fundamentally human right, a critical keystone for any prosperous society. The theme for our series is, quote, "We are all God's children. Together, we will protect our right to believe," unquote. This means around the world, all faiths are very much invested in protecting the right to believe. This speaker series will feature spiritual leaders, educators, civil activists, and government officials from around the world speaking on various topics related to religious freedom. Today, I am again joined by my good friends, Dr. Michael Zablan from the Philippines and Dr. Kishore Rajbandari from Nepal, who are both strong advocates for religious freedom. In fact, this series is their brainchild. We will be open for questions today from you in the audience, but they will have to be answered by our representatives on the chat. So please send in your questions, your comments through the chat, and you will be responded by our staff. Now to begin our program, I would like to ask Dr. Kishore to introduce today's special guest. Dr. Kishore.
Thank you, President Howard Self. I would like to introduce our guest speaker today, Guru Damodar Gautam from Nepal. He is the chairman of the Inter Religious Council Nepal. He is the former chairman of World Hindu Federation Nepal, which is an organization that represents Hindus worldwide. He has been involved within the Nepali Congress Party every moment to promote democracy in Nepal since 1967 AD. He is considered a freedom fighter of Nepal and was imprisoned for 10 years for democracy in Nepal. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kishore, for introducing our speaker, Guru Gautam. I understand, Guru, that title, Guru, means teacher of wisdom and spirituality. So we are privileged to have someone such as yourself, an esteemed leader from the Hindu religion today. Hinduism is one of the world's oldest religions. Since we have people tuning in from around the world, Guru Gautam, could we kindly ask for your sharing a little bit about your religion with us?
Yeah, it is a very, I am myself not only the community of the Hindus, but I am very free of the Shakar's books. What is the community of the religions? It is first, the Eastern philosophy in the Vedas and Upanishads. It is not a community based, When the community began 3,000 years ago, when from Moses, Mosa, she's a big, give us Jehovah, and Zoroaster, 27 years ago, Zoroastrian, Persia, and the Laoji, Tao Te Ching in China, and after 26 years ago, Mahavir Jain, in India, Bharat, and 2600 years ago, Mahabuddha in Nepal, he is born in Nepal, and Jesus from 2000 years ago, and Muhammad is fifth years ago. This is the beginning of the community. This is Hindu communities also, but it is Hindu Vedas and sacred books are it is infinite. It is just just the Mahabharata. 5,000 years ago, it latest it's Lord Krishna, latest Lord Krishna. There is eternal principle of the world, eternal principles, not community based. It is a Sanatan Dharma called in Sanskrit and Nepali, eternal principles, belief in especially Nepal, India, and South Asian countries. This is the base of religions. Vedas, the right to beliefs. Veda, Rig Veda, say the Sangachadam is the Sanskrit words. Sangachadam Shambhadaddam. Shambhu Manapsi Janatam. Veda Deva Bhagesa Purvi Sajjanana Upasate. It means let you go. Sangachadam. Let us go together. Let us talk together. And let us understand your minds, what is reserving your mind and my minds and all society's mind. This Manasi Jan, minds, what you havers, minds have, feels, and Damodar had feels, and Michael Sahib feels, Dr. Kishore Sahib feels. That is the once another's known. It's and then you go yourself. What you like Christian, you pray of God, Jesus. Judaism, you pray of the Moshe. Hindu pray of Rama and Krishna and Shiva Lords, any. And Buddhist also Buddha, and Mahavir Jain. Jainism also Jains. Taoism also Tao, Laoji, Confucius, and especially Shintoism in Japan and other countries. It is all the sacred books and this, all the ancestors, Rama, Krishna, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Jain, Laoji, Confucius, they are giving the people's rights, especially. You both go on conversations, It both Samgat Sabdam Sambadatham in Rigveda means you go on conversation, not conversion. It is a very good place and meet to you all of welfare of the society, welfare of the peoples, welfare of the yourself. This is the Shaker's books. I mean, I read the Bible, Quran, Tao teachings, and some little book of serial of Confucius also. This is the religious personality. But we are not doing this, Nowadays, where I feel the very sorrow. This is we are not doing what is Jesus say. We are not doing that. What Buddha say, we are not doing that. What Mahavir say, we are not doing that. What Rama and Krishna say, not doing that. It is disciples, many hours, all over the world. First, I think in this world, largest 33% of Christians, 90%, 24% Muslim, then the third position of the Hindus, fourth position of the Buddhists. It is all are that, but it is not doing the disciples what their teachers, what their ancestors, what their sacred books.
So yours is a very
listen to us, listen to us. But we are reading the Gita. We are firing the Bible. We are demonstrating the Jesus. We are hating the Muhammad. were firing of the, the Buddhist disciples firing the Rohingya in Burma. The image, Buddha's image, keeping in shoes in some company, shoes company. There's some where is hating the hate films make Muhammad hates films makes. This is the this is not especially our religious persons who believes who writes to believes in theirs shackles in their ancestors. This is
So yours is a very inclusive approach.
That's right.
You're open to everyone coming from different places, but seeking a common mind, seeking to understand each other more deeply.
You must
And
be.
I agree with the Guru when he mentioned that all the prophets and founders of the major religions of the world, they all taught goodness for people,
Yeah.
for humanity. But the followers failed to fulfill their responsibility in accordance to the creed of their faith. I absolutely agree with that. And Guru Gautam is very interfaith, as mentioned by Sir Howard, very inclusive. He even mentioned a lot of these religions and their founders and their basic teachings and belief, their books. But the only missing is our practice of this teaching. I absolutely agree with Guru Gautam about this.
One point
And
want to.
when I visited Nepal, I felt very strongly because I had very small understanding about Hinduism. But when I visited Nepal, I felt people were naturally living every day. And then I come to understand that Hinduism means it's a way of life. You live in accordance to the way of the nature, in accordance to the original characteristics and properties of the nature and the laws of nature. And you live in accordance to your relationship with your fellow men, with your uh, members in the family, members in the society. And this is all about Hinduism. I am very moved and touched when I come to understand that, oh, this is Hinduism. Now I come to have a more in-depth understanding about it. And now Guru Gautam is giving us wider range and wider view, talking about uh, the uh, his insights about Hinduism being open to other religion, and his main message is sort of follow the creed and follow the teachings of these great gurus of the different religions, and then we will have a happy and united family in this world. Thank you for that message, Guru Gautam.
Very wonderful. Dr. Kishore, I believe you had a comment.
Yeah, I just want to add to what Guru Gautam said. Hindu and then the biblical events, many events written in the Hindu books, scriptures, and the Bible, they are so parallel. I was sometimes I very surprised why there are so parallel events are there. For example, in the Bible there is Noah, and then this 40 days flood, and similar is there in the Hindu script, Vishnu Puran. Yeah, there is this flood, and then Matsya Avatar. This is the avatar which will save. Guru know much better than me. I just explain the event. And then second is there is Abraham. Abraham was burnt live, but he didn't burn. Yeah, he was alive. Same condition is Prahlad. Prahlad was burned live, but he was saved. He was not burned, destroyed by the fire. And similarly, Abraham's wife, he has to give his wife to Pharaoh in Egypt. The same that Ram has to give his wife to Dasrath, the king of Sri Lanka. Yeah, there are so many parallels. I think that these parallels somebody must think about why is there parallel. Is it related with the origin of religion, or Hindu Maharshi? Maharshi means great saints. They might be very much powerful in deep meditation and intuitive feeling, or what you said, we receive intuitively. Maybe they are very powerful in that case. These are the reason maybe, but I like to just give this insight when we talk about Hinduism. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kishore. It's very fascinating that there are such parallels and so many similarities. And since Hinduism is the oldest religion for many of us, that they originated there is also very fascinating. Guru, any other words you'd like to share about your faith?
Yeah, not only that, the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, you give
Yes.
the 26 and 27 verses. There is right the men are the created myself in my God's image. The man who creates the one my image, God's image.
In God's
It
image,
means
yes.
God's image, yeah. Chapter 1 to 26, 27, this is same verses. As well as, the Gita, Mavai Bamso Jiva Loke, Jiva was Sanatan. It means the Krishna, Lord Krishna says also this, all peoples and not only peoples, creatures also in my parts of me, from me, as like similar to Bible. Dr. Kishore said the kings, Noah, the Bibles, and
Noah, yes.
Vishwarat, in the desolations of the world, as like the Matsya Avatar is correct, Dr. Kishore correct, the Matsya Avatar is the same, only the actors' names is different. The Hindu peoples from mothers and fathers, the Swayambhu, Manu, and Shatarupa, as like Adams and Eve's. Swayambhu, Manu, and Shatarupa in the Eastern Hindu philosophy, and Bible as like Adam and Eve, and Quran, Adam and Sahaba. It is the same, not so different. Only all the seconds, peoples, and the disciples want to be positive. All the reads, all the books, Quran, Bible, Dhammapat also, Buddha, Dhammapat also, and Quran, Bible. I read the Quran, Bible also. It is not you can difference, Yeah, the Jesus say the people see he give the us path, truth, and life. This is
It's
the
very,
as
very
like the
fascinating.
this is the
Very fascinating, Guru.
no different. You can, but it is easy to read the Christianity only the Bible, Muslim only the Quran, but the Hindu sacred books, thousands of lakhs, many thousands books.
Mhm.
100,
Yes, sir.
25 Upanishads, 4 Vedas, 4 parts, means Purans, the Bhagavata Puran, Shiva Puran, Vayu Puran, many kind of Purans.
It is
But
it is
but
it is
but,
really
but it is only the many sacred books. It is the same only the
yes.
the Paropakar.
It is really wonderful to
Two
learn
words,
that we
two
have so
words.
much in common.
2 words he gives us Veda Vyasa, says the Rishi Veda Vyasa Muni. The Ashtadasha Puraneshu Vyasasya Patanam Paropakara Punaya Papaya Parapunami. You help once, another, that is the virtue,
Mhm.
and you another you give pains and troubles, this is sins. This is the 2 words of the many Purans and Upanishads. This is the conclusion.
Thank you so much for helping us understand much more, much better. Guru Gautam, anyone who reads your even short biography among us here in the West, we are fascinated by the role that you played in fighting for freedom and democracy in Nepal.
Yeah.
Nepal is one of the newer democracies in the world uh, compared to many others. And you really put your life on the line. We understand that you were put into prison for 10 years for
Yeah.
fighting for that right to have free democracy in your country. And we here and our audience around the world are very interested in religious freedom. So we wondered if you might explain the situation a little bit around that time, and especially was the right to believe given to all the faiths as a result of your fight for democracy?
Yeah, you know,
Nepal?
that's it. That at that time, kings, absolute dictators, kings in regimes in Nepal
Mhm.
were fighting 13 years
It was a
continue.
monarchy, is that correct?
1960 to 1990.
Mhm.
Then 30 years we fight in the freedom for the democracy. At
30
that time, I imprisoned the 10 years time to times within the 13 years, and we got the democracy 1991. 1990. Then we are after 10 years, they are not running to smoothly, and then the second struggle that in that time 1923
Mhm.
20 I think 24 26 20, 20, 22, 3, 4 to it began in the second moment, people's moment. Then absolute not king also born and
Under the constitution.
Nepal starting in the this Republican of Nepal, Republican of Nepal.
And
We are
and
continue fight in the till now.
did your new government provide for the right to believe, for freedom of religion, basically, in Nepal?
It is it is controversial. There is a secular state declare the constitutions,
Mhm.
but there is the 82% Hindus live in Nepal.
Mhm.
They did not agree to that secularism. And the Hindu people here in our society already been secular and freedoms of religions. Too much. Majority peoples of the Hindus believe in Nepal. It is eternal principles and not to suppress any minority groups of religions. Never. That is very harmony and inclusiveness.
Mhm.
They are love all the faiths. Where I am, my friends, many in Christians, my friends, Muslim, my friends, Buddhist, Jain Buddhist, and Hindu. It is not so different, not so different. The
Yeah.
parts of the Hindus. This is
Yes.
the type of a society, but not conflict and never conflict in the racialism and community based and religions fighting and not like this in
Yes.
this
Yes.
society. Our Hindu
Doc-
society is the very harmonious society, very good
Harmonious.
society.
Yes. Very,
Not my
very wonderful.
this.
Uh, Dr. Kishore, you also being from Nepal, would you like to add anything about the nature of religious freedom in Nepal?
Actually, as Guru Gautam said, we have by constitution multi-religious freedom. We can practice our own religion. There is no. This is just like our human rights that we have, and then there is prohibition that should not be any forceful conversion. If somebody willingly like to adopt any religion, that is there is no restriction. But if somebody, because of some temptation or because of some other reason, force to change his or her religion, then that is by law, it is prohibited. That's why in one hand there is religious freedom, but Guru Gautam is saying that state should not be without religion. It should have one religion. And Nepal being 82% Hindu, Nepal should be Hindu country. By national religion should be Hindu, but having religious freedom to everyone, because Hindu religion give this freedom, right to believe, very naturally. That's why there should be right to believe. But this is what is mostly believed in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Guru. Unfortunately, our time flies on our series here. We never have enough time. It's so short. So I will come to our last question for today, I believe. Guru, you are a former chairman of the World Hindu Federation, Nepal. And Hindu communities exist all over the world. In many nations, they are most likely minority faiths in many countries, very different from Nepal, as we understand. But could you, in that regard, and understanding that your faith is a minority in many countries, and in that way would need protection from the right to believe, for the right to believe, would you say a few words about the importance of religious freedom around the world? Because we have a worldwide audience today, and our concerns are very similar about that around the world.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. But when I run the 7 years Hindu president, as well as simultaneously I interfaith Inter Religious Council Nepal also president. I organize both all the community, religious community, Hindu, Buddhist, Christians, Jainism, Taoism, all the my executives also now, Buddhist, vice chairman, Christians, Muslims, joint secretary, and Jains, joint secretary. We are all founder of the society. As well, our country, my Sangat organization, we believe we need this is the motto. All worldwide, one house colony, make a colony, one house Christians, one house Hindu, and one house Buddhist, and next house Jain, and next house Muslim, this house Taoist, and all together go on the welfare of society, not quarrel and not conflict, not war, not discrimination, not the community discrimination, not racial discrimination, not black, not white, not red, not black, any others. All are humans, all are humans. Humans are hearts are almighty in hearts. All minds, peoples are all equals. Not to not discrimination any name of religious community, name of society, name of racials and facials base, not and ethnics base. This is we are all the religious leaders. This type of slogan and flux keeps and join us all over the world. Then we can get the especially peace society, peace in universal peace. Universal
Yes,
peace.
live in peace.
Yeah.
Well, your comments certainly fit our theme, which is we are all God's children. Together we will protect our right to believe. Your
Yeah,
comments really fit that theme.
yeah, yeah. It is, one verses in the, I am Nijam Parabhyati, Lausa Ganachetasam. This is the Sanskrit verses, words. I am Nijam Parabhyati, Lausa Ganachetasam. Udara Charita Nam, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It means, who people, you and me, thou and you. See, that is the narrow-minded people. Who
Mm,
is one-hearted and clear-minded people are all are under the God. All peoples are under the God, as
mm,
like and I know the Muslims all khalqu Allah. I know the one family under God. Many prophets and sages said this language and verses. This is the positively we are going.
mhm.
We are meeting this type of organization and we are joined for this, then we get the peace.
Thank you. Thank you, Guru. Thank you again for being with us today. And
Yeah.
we really pray for great blessings on you and your ministry and your work in your society. It's very wonderful.
Thank,
Thank
thank
you.
you, our Michael and Dr. Kishore Bhandari also.
Thank
Yes.
you,
Thank you, Doctors
everyone.
Sablan and Dr. Kishore, for joining in our discussion today for the insight. I myself learned about Hinduism, some things I did not know. I'm very grateful. I just want to, we're going to be drawing to a conclusion now. I just wanted to point out something that's very important for the right to believe community around the world. And that is a battle that's going on here in the United States, which we feel is important and could be important for many other countries as well. There are some very serious issue battles going on in this nation, especially regarding governmental interference with faith and religion, especially recently in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Through the judiciary, the government is interfering very strongly in religious matters. A judge in the D.C. courts are making decisions even now that are regarding religious theology, polity, and structure, when according to our Constitution, they should not be doing that. It's very clear in the First Amendment of our Constitution that government should not be interfering or involving in religious affairs. And traditionally, the courts have recognized that. But there has been a trend recently to ignore that First Amendment and for judges to make decisions about the faith and different religions. They have gone so far as to even decide on the purpose and activities of religious-based nonprofits, which many of us are engaged with nonprofits. This sets a very dangerous precedent for all religions and religious organizations, including nonprofits, schools, businesses, and civic organizations. We already know that often what happens here in the United States could have serious implications for religious freedom around the world. And that is why we are very concerned in the right to believe. We continuously address these unjust actions, to bring attention to that to the public. So I'm grateful for Dr. Kishore and Dr. Zablan thinking up this series so that this problem can be introduced worldwide and can be addressed worldwide. And we will continue to do so. So thank you very much. That concludes our program today. Our listeners, our viewers, if you enjoyed this session, please click the like and subscribe buttons on your computer. And Please like today that we featured Guru Gautam, who fought for freedom and democracy for his nation. He shared that religious freedom is a key element of his free nation. And that is similar with the stories of many other nations, including the United States. So also you can share your thoughts on why religious freedom is important in your country or in your community in the comments through the chat. Please do put your comments or questions, and please visit our website at righttobelieve.org. Thank you very much. Please enjoy the little video that follows as we close out, and we will see you at our next discussion, which will be this coming Tuesday. We will be on again. So please look for us and look for the announcement. Thank you again, panel, and thank you. God bless everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Namaste, Guru Gautam.
Thank you, Guru.
Thank you. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.